What is up, everybody? It is Owen Shapiro. I had a crazy day. I was traveling, went to the Empire State Building. I did a ton of cool stuff. Um, I want to talk about the Patriots because tomorrow we have our first preseason game. I just wanted to get a lot of stuff off my chest. I'm an average fan, but I'm a big fan. All right. I'm a huge Patriots fan. Dad has season tickets since I was born, since before Brady was even there. And, I just have fun being a Patriots fan. We had Brady. He was my GOAT, greatest ever. I believe he is the greatest ever. But that, once again, we don't have Brady anymore. And it's interesting to see how we'll do. And personally, my take is we'll go 11-5 or 12-4. But I want to talk about the preseason game tomorrow versus the Commanders, or the Redskins or Commanders, whatever you want to call them. Washington. I remember when they were the Washington football team. That was just, oh gosh. But so our game versus the Commanders tomorrow, I'm sort of thinking like, all right, what do we need to show? I know it's going to be all backups, right? So we're mostly talking about the depth. We're mostly talking about improvements. It's not so much on like win or loss. I think that's important in itself. But it's more how do we play and are we stable? And maybe the ways we can do that to get a win or loss. So if we lose, yeah, but it's not going to affect whether we win the Super Bowl or not, right? But once again, there's different levels to this. There's tons of levels to this. I just want us to be able to I want to make sure we establish the receiving core. Our receiving core currently is not really the greatest as it's been. I don't think anything's the greatest as it's been since at least 2021 with Mac Jones, or maybe even before that with Brady, but I don't really know if that counts, right? Like, do you consider that the same? So let's say since like 2020. So 2021, we obviously had that good year. We were blown out in the playoffs, but we still made it with Mac Jones. But Mac Jones is gone. Belichick isn't there anymore. But we have Mike Vrabel, and we have a different quarterback now. And I just personally think that we have something good going. I think we need to establish the receiving core this preseason, and we should really do that sooner than later. Like, I really believe that. Running backs, true. But we seem to have a good handle on our running backs, which I don't really think we really need to focus on that too much. What else, though? I think we also need to focus on our cornerbacks and safeties. I thought our safeties were really just burned last season. They were completely destroyed. Look, when it comes to cornerbacks and edge, I don't really think that's really an issue, as in terms of if we have the players. It's really, will the players actually be in the game during the regular season? Because we've had players who are they're incredible in the preseason, and then first 5, 6, 7, 8 games, they get a season-ending injury. I mean, we've had one of the best players that did that last season. So it's really going to see, like, do we have what it takes to, if players get hurt, which every team has players that get hurt. Stephon Diggs was hurt the entire last season with the Texans, and he's on the Patriots now. And if we have players that are hurt, what is our backup? I think there needs to be a backup. I think what was great about Belichick was there were backups, and he was the best at making backups. Whether he was good or bad, he was incredible at finding depth. Like, that's how he found Brady. Incredible depth, incredible eyesight, and I believe we can do that. And I think Mike Vrabel is an incredible head coach. And as I'm dangling my keychains on my neck after a long day, after working out, getting that I did today. I did 48 pull-ups. Did my typical ab workouts. I hung from the pull-up bar also for a little while. I did some bicycling. I did some running. So yeah, but I just believe that we need to be able to establish that we can do this, that we're not going to be affected by injuries. I think we can do this with the mentality. I think Mike Vrabel has the mentality. I think what will happen? I think the Commanders are going to put out a really strong start. I think they're going to keep going. I think the Commanders will win, but I do believe we have the better team. I see us going 11-5, 12-4. I don't know about winning the division, but I think we'll make divisional round this year. And once again, other teams in the AFC East like the Bills, they're great, but it's a little bit early. Once again, go watch my full NFL predictions, and I'm going to have my reaction to this preseason game and the preseason itself. Thank you. I'm your boy Oshap, Owen Shapiro on the Oshap podcast. I'm out. See you guys.